Today we're going to be talking about 5 golden rules for conducting business on LinkedIn. Remember, the first thing you need to do is take the conversation out of LinkedIn as soon as possible. LinkedIn is a contact and connection place, not a place where you're going to be pitching anyone anything. And certainly not a place where you're going to be exchanging chatter information, like pictures of cats, vacations, recipes, or any of that stuff. It is a place where the right people meet, they see if there's a fit, and as soon as they assess that the fit is validated, you start emails, phone calls, or maybe one-on-one. So do not linger on LinkedIn. Rule number 1. Let your profile do the talking for you. That's the golden rule number 2. The reason it's so important is you want to make sure that you do not waste your time or obviously the time of your prospects by explaining back and forth what you do, repeating over and over like a parrot what you do, how you do it, how much you cost, what's your experience, what you've been working with, so on and so forth. This is pointless. You need to automate the process as much as possible. So it is essential to get your profile done the right way so that at first glance people will know that you are the right person they want to do business with or not, and that's okay. You want to make sure that they realize whether there's a fit or not. If not, once again, that is okay. The advantage of the system is that whoever contacts you will be primed for closing because they already convinced themselves that you are the person they want to deal with, one way or another. So that's very, very, very important point, that number 2 point. So make sure you have your profile talking on your behalf. Rule number 3, you do not want to be a jack of all trades. You want to be an expert. You want to focus on a vertical, and that is essential. If you think about it, when you go see a paralegal for whatever, a notary, somebody to notarize some paper, you expect to pay 15 bucks, whatever it is, right? Even though it's a legal act, you don't expect to pay a lot of money. However, if you go see a top shot attorney somewhere, you know you're going to be spending a lot of money on that. You are already psychologically ready to pull out the check and spend a lot of money. Why? Because he's an expert. And the same, if you go see your local doctor that takes care of your flu or your cold or whatever it is, this guy will charge you, what, $75 maybe? That's it. However, if he finds out you have a brain tumor and you go see a brain surgeon, you are just hoping, first he knows what he's doing, but also you're hoping that your insurance is going to cover it because you know it's going to be a lot of money. That's the same. When you're a jack of all trades, you will never get paid high ticket for anything you offer. However, if people know that you're an expert at something, you will once again funnel exactly the leads you need, and they will be contacting you because the profile did the talking. That was rule number 2. And rule number 1, they absolutely know that the conversation needs to get out of LinkedIn once there's a fit. And it will be fit only if you are perceived as an expert. So that was golden rule number 3. Point number 4. You never ever want to brag about yourself. There's nothing more deterrent than somebody who's bragging about themselves, somebody who's arrogant. You definitely don't want to come across that way. And it can come across that way very easily when it's a one-way conversation from your profile to the reader. So you definitely don't want to do that. So what you want to do, on the other hand, is nourish relationship that you may have with other people, previous customers and clients, maybe fellow workers, people that you work with in different companies or whatnot, so that they can endorse you, so that they can maybe recommend you, and put that on your LinkedIn profile. It would be great if you had video testimonials. Put that on your LinkedIn profile, so that when people that we talked about earlier, the ones that perceive you as an expert, people that will be looking at your profile, they will be looking at it and say, you know what, this guy is actually a fit because he is not bragging about himself, but other people, third-party people, social proof are saying he is fantastic, great, an expert, whatever, at whatever it is that you're offering. So that's really something you need to do. Never brag about yourself, let others do that for you. Here's golden rule number 5. Never chase, always lead. Nobody likes a stalker. Nobody likes to be pestered. That being said, everybody who has a problem wants to be led towards the solution. And that's a fact. People that have ambition want to be led to their goals. And that's a fact too. People with the desire to grow will pay to be taken wherever it is that they want to reach. Success has a cost and they know it. And they will follow if you lead them the right way. So remember, you don't want to be perceived as if you are chasing them, bugging them and pestering them. You need to follow up in a very smart way. You got to be careful the way you do it so that you're not perceived as a stalker, somebody is bugging them, but somebody who's a leader that they want to follow. So you just say, hey, follow me. Hey, follow me. This is the way you got to come across. You can do this with articles, with value. You can post in groups. You can have little white papers written that you share with people, and you follow up with them. You show them that you know what you're doing, you know your expertise, and slowly they will say, you know what? I want to know more what this fellow has to offer. I want to know more how he can help me. And they will come to you. So never chase, always lead. And do that by following up. These 5 golden rules are not the only rules. There are many others that you can follow. But these ones are very essential. So keep in mind, if you follow these ones, you will see a conversion rate skyrocket, without a doubt. Your closing rate will also skyrocket. And this is what you want, right? You want to make sure that the most amount of people see who you are, what you do, how you do it. Then they are primed to carry on the conversation with you so that when you start talking to them, they already know they're dealing with an expert so that it's easier for you to close them. This is the way those 5 points will lead the conversation. So follow up and you will see success won't be far.